Welcome. This is a BLP art video. My name is Marcus. We've been doing art for several years, but we've decided to combine our forces to make BLP. Jake, you want to introduce yourself?
Jake, Fat Cat Stacks, aka Big Plum, bro. I mean, shit. I don't call myself that. That's what the ladies do. So, we started BLP because I got the wackiest designs in the game. Marcus got the best painting skills. Shit, only made sense.
Basically, we went to a game convention a couple years back called SGC. We saw people selling artwork.
We say people, but it was really one man.
Well,
Sensei. It was really just Sensei that inspired us.
yeah, there was one guy who was killing it, and he was selling artwork, basically paintings of all kinds of stuff, you name it. Smash Bros,
Metroid,
zombies, Batman,
fucking Batman, dude. Oh, dude,
there's a couple over there on the wall.
So sick. So we thought, right, if he can do it, shit, we're probably not gonna be as good as him, but we'll try, man. We got the resources, so that's what we're doing.
The first one that we did, or that I did, was based off of a Post-it note that I taped to the back of my binder because I liked it so much. I think I might add it to this so the fans can see, of course.
What was it? I don't even remember.
It was Jumpman. You do it on the back of a Post-it, remember?
Yeah, and see, okay, you're gonna see it in a minute, right? We'll talk about then. The son was supposed to have sunglasses. We went with a creative, like, kind of different direction. Did not give him sunglasses. That's what I'm saying, right? Made it a little bit more realistic. Even though it's a Mario, and I know all the sons in Mario have sunglasses on. That's a fact. You can quote me on it. Look it up.
Well, the clouds have faces too. Clouds have faces, but I went with a more realistic approach.
A little bit more wacky. But yeah, Jumpman, our first project. Like he said, man, it was a Post-it note. I drew it because I was bored at work. Not because I wasn't working.
No, I was at work. I was bored at work, and then I told you to come by, and then we were both bored at work. You remember?
When did I draw this bitch? I don't remember then. When did I draw him?
I was at work, right?
How many years ago? How many years ago was this?
I want to say 5 years ago.
I swear it was only like 2. But whatever, man. Alright, so I drew it just randomly one day. For some reason, Marcus kept it for 5 years or some shit. 3 years.
Because I taped it on the back of my binder that I put sketches and stuff in. Don't worry, I have it. I kept it.
Yeah,
but I didn't know. What I didn't realize was I was keeping it for BLP.
Yeah, because this was our first... Honestly, our first and last masterpiece. Everything that comes after this is just a prequel almost. And then everything that came before is a sequel. And I know that sounds backwards, but it's true. That's what happens. Jumpman just takes it all. We also cannot sell this bitch. I don't know why.
Yeah,
it
we
just
still
will
have
not.
This for
it
sale.
will not sell, and I don't know why.
We bring it to our shows. Something we'll get into later. We're starting to do conventions because that's where we saw the sensei, as we've called him, the master.
The master, bro.
His name's Truzart. That's what he goes by anyway.
Dude's the king, man. Dude's the king, dude.
That's where we saw him. So that's where we decided to start selling our artwork. People don't really care for paintings there, but they certainly buy prints of the paintings.
Oh, they love prints.
Or drawings, posters.
But see, he was doing both. He was painting live demos and he gives out prints. And that shit blew my mind, man. I've never seen that shit before.
So this is artwork from 2015. And this is when we started. We stuck primarily with doing paintings. You'll notice as we progressed, we started moving more towards drawings. Because they're a lot easier to produce and to just have in a giant stack as opposed to paintings. They take up more space and more time.
Well, let's be real here. I was drawing all kinds of wacky stuff. Marcus didn't want to paint it anymore.
There's too much to paint.
So
to be
he just
honest.
wanted to color pencil it. And I was like, fine, whatever, man. Some of that shit comes out better than the paintings.
I'll still do paintings. Don't worry, guys. Our
So
next painting here is called Party Source for obvious reasons.
Okay, now I did this one at work, but this is a character I've been drawing since high school. Probably longer than that. You know, it's the simple, you got a T-Rex. What's a T-Rex missing? Fire breath. Of course, we know that's a historical fact. We know from archaeologists they breathe fire. We can't debate that any longer. They also loved the party because they had such short hands. When they would actually be able to use them, it was a celebration. So I drew him with a party hat. As far as I know, I've never drawn Partysaurus at a party.
Yeah, he's always in open space or destroying a city. And a lot of people, when they see this, by the way, I don't know if I told you, but every single time they always ask me, where's this from?
Yeah, it looks totally like it's from a cartoon, but it's not. And I don't know where people be getting this dumb shit that it's from something. It's from my mind.
It's from the brain.
I mean, I might have put it out in the mass consciousness that Partysaurus is a thing, but ain't no one got this shit. Ain't no one doing it like us. Partysaurus is a BLP original. Honestly, he should be on keychains. He should be everywhere.
We'll put him on there, don't
This
worry.
another one we can't sell for whatever reason. Like, it will not sell.
I put it in this frame because I thought it added a nice touch.
Well, it does, man. It's a very nice little touch, man. It makes it look professional. But the subject matter is so wacky.
It's a professional, wacky painting.
It's so wacky though. Again, just a lot of white space. Like, I've never drawn him anywhere. He's never been partying. He's always breathing fire. That's like a hallmark of the Partysaurus brand. And his party hat changes every time. I don't know why you went with silver. I like it better silver.
I couldn't make it white because the background's white.
That's true.
But yeah, we're still trying to sell this piece as well. I think it would look great in a gallery. Maybe it would also look great in your home.
Some baseless ass plugin right there. Fucking.
We'll keep plugging him until I sell him, and then we won't have to plug him anymore.
Honestly, I think he's worth $4,000. But shit, honestly, at this point, we'll take 40.
All right, this next piece is called Posse for obvious reasons, because this is the posse right here.
Yeah, I was in class, college. Again, bored as fuck. I drew this on the back of the notebook. Like, I already used the entire notebook or some shit. But for some reason, I used that cardboard cover at the end. And I drew this shit and I wrote Posse at the end. And then I think I drew that like 7 years ago or something. And when I gave Marcus all my notebooks, that was one of them. And for some reason, he really likes this.
It sticks out the most because it's so good. The only thing I changed, aside from actually painting it, the only thing I changed was the text.
Yeah, he made it more pixelated.
I gave it the 8-bit style as opposed to just writing the word Posse.
This shit is so glossy though. Like, you can't like if you see it in real life, the painting, it is so shiny.
Yeah, that's black acrylic paint background. The rest of it's oil paint. But that's what makes it so shiny.
So unbelievably shiny. And people love this painting. But I think we've only sold like 1 or 2 prints, or if that. Still got the original. It's probably one of the bigger paintings we have. Right?
Well, it's 11 by 14. It's really not that big, but anytime you get prints made of it, since we can't scan it directly,
it's like blown up.
You have to take a picture of it and get prints made that way. And the only way to do that is gigantic, apparently. But yeah, this is our homage to Pac-Man. A lot of these characters that we've done homages to, most of them are Smash related.
Yeah, Yeah.
Smash Brothers being our favorite game.
But
all
honestly,
time.
I drew this one because everybody draws Pac-Man. Pac-Man's simple.
The ghosts never get any love.
Yeah, no one gives love to the ghosts, man. And I tried to draw them each in a different way. The middle one, of course, is classic. The one on the left looks more like a Pac-Man than anything, but the one on the right is actually a longer, like a taller ghost. I don't know why I drew him that way, but for some reason I drew him very skewed, very like quiet. Each one has a personality if you look at it.
You're missing Pinky though.
Pinky is suck a dick. I didn't want to draw her.
All right, this one's called the Frog for obvious reasons.
All right, this is another one. I don't know when I drew it. I don't know how I drew it. Again, it's somewhere in my notebook, one of my notebooks. But yeah, I was really fascinated with frogs have really big hind legs. Let me give them big ass front legs and see how that looks and stand them up. And he looks like a normal frog, but you know that the dimensions are wrong. And I think that's what like draws me into this like certain design. His cheeks are fat as fuck.
A lot of people like the way I did Partysaurus, so I did the frog the same way. I'm going to start putting them in places instead of just a white background, but I wanted to emphasize the frog in and of himself.
Yeah, because like if you put this dude anywhere, right, he would look like he does now, just out of place. Like even if you put him in a wacky background, he'd look out of place.
No, he would look fine, just as long as everything around him is just as silly as he is.
I don't know, man. But he's a fat ass frog. I don't know why I drew him like that. He's super pudgy though.
Yeah, this is one of the many that you'll see that truly belong in a kid's book, and that's what we want to do someday. We want to compile these paintings into a kid's book of some sort.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't know
That's the classic yawn, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what character he would play. He played like the like he'd be the character if the hero goes to like a teacher. He goes to this dude, but this dude just doesn't talk.
He just sticks his tongue out and just...
Yeah, and the hero thinks he's retarded, but throughout the story, the frog actually does like things that the hero could never do. And every time the hero looks at him, he just looks so stupid that you can't take the character seriously. That's what he would be in a book. But, you know, the frog, bro, he's one of those classic archetypes. So.
Now, this next one here is Jake's least favorite painting.
I absolutely hate it.
And one of my favorites, honestly.
I absolutely hate it. I don't know why it's one of your favorites. I think it's only one of your favorites because I hate it so much. Honestly, if anyone wants this, you can pay us in PayPal for like a cent and I will send it to you.
Please don't.
I do not care. I want to get rid of this painting. It's actually a rather big painting, but I hate the stick figure demon. I hate that. I hate that dude.
Personally, I like him.
And for some reason, he drew the other demon, right? The other demon's cool, but he was supposed to have like a suit on, and he drew him naked. And he's got that flamboyant ass arm sticking out. And he's like turning around. And he's the goofiest demon ever. And he's just smiling like a vampire. I don't know what's going on with him.
He's an adorable big-nosed demon. Now, I got this from a drawing he did in the part of his notebook. He was taking notes in a sex ed class, I think. And he was taking notes on STDs.
Yeah.
And he doodled... 2 drawings of demons on the margins of his notebook.
Because SCDs are demons. That's what it stands for.
And I love those. And I don't know why you hate them so much.
I don't. It's just they were never supposed to go together. And then the way you like painted it, I don't know where they are. Like
they're in like hell. They are in hell.
Yeah, but they're in like demons. A fire fog. Like I don't know what's going on.
Anyways, this is in a response to the criticism that Frog and Partysaurus got. They weren't anywhere. They were just in space. I put the demons in a place. Hell is the place, by the way, if you couldn't already tell. and
You need to work on your
surrounding
hell
them,
landscape, man.
surrounding them in fire. I mean, you don't know
Because
what
he's
hell
smiling.
looks like.
He's smiling. He's like, oh yeah, hell's a good old time.
Because he's a demon. He gets to chill there. I mean, if a human goes there, they're not gonna have a good time.
Dude, if
He's
you
fine.
if you went to hell and you saw that demon, would you think it's like, oh, it's a bad place? He's smiling at you and shit.
He's gonna have a good time. You're not, but he is. Look at that smile.
But yeah, he's so flamboyant. I don't know why. Like, that doesn't bother
You
me.
made him.
But he's
You don't understand,
naked.
you
He
drew him
should have
like
had
that.
his suit on. Like, I don't know why he's naked.
He doesn't need clothes in hell. Now, if he was in your notebook, he was in space there.
He's like the ambassador of hell. He's not just like a normal demon. He's
Well, when he gets home, he likes to relax and take off his clothes.
okay. That's
That other
really
one might be
weird.
wearing clothes. We don't know. This next one is called Fly. This is one of the drawings that he doodled on just the back of a notebook paper or something, and just handed it to me, and I turned it into a painting. Now, again, this is another instance where I took the character and put him in an actual place as opposed to just drawing that Pokemon and just leaving him. Yes, in case you didn't know, this is a Pokemon. Not an original idea, but no one had ever drawn that particular Pokemon doing anything but other than just sitting there.
Yeah, man. Totally underrated bird Pokemon. Probably one of my favorite designs of a bird Pokemon. It's not silly. It actually looks realistic almost. And it's just one of those Pokemon that no one ever gives credit to. Like, dude, like Farfetch'd. Like, I love Farfetch'd, but no one ever gives credit to Farfetch'd. This is another one where, because it's not one of those super sleek designs, and it was just a bird for the generation it was coming out in, the third one, it just kind of fell into the kind of generic bird Pokemon group. But I like this. I like how it turned out. I like how you painted it. We were just wanting to paint some shit, and the topic Pokemon came out. We both love Pokemon.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were coming out right when I painted this, which is why
That
I
is
chose
true. That is true.
Because he just leaves a giant stack of drawings and says, "Here you go," and I do my best to pick whichever ones I feel like need to be painted. That's why we've moved to drawing, so I can knock them out a lot faster and get them out there for the masses to enjoy.
But I love this painting. If we weren't trying to make money off of it, it would be hanging up in my room right now.
You would still have it? You would have stolen it? Okay.
Yeah, of course I would have stolen it. I really legitly love this painting. It's a scene. It's one of ours where it's just a scene, and you look at it and you can really imagine like, oh, this motherfucker's flying at me right now.
He's using the attack.
Yeah, like this is what it
You're
would
in the
look
game.
like. If you looked up and a motherfucker was using fly, this is what it would look like. I wish he was bigger, almost. But then it would throw up the proportions of the landscape, so.
And this next one I kind of did on my own.
Yeah, it's a Marcus original. I had nothing to do with it.
Soul Calibur 4 was one of the first PlayStation games I played.
One of
I-
the real, besides Smash, fighting games.
I never had my own PlayStation until I got a PS4 or PS3, and Soul Calibur 4 is one of the first games I got for it because it just looks so interesting, and yeah, I just love the concept of these swords having their own personality to them, and I wanted to do my own little version of them. This was kind of after doing demons, and I still had that like. I gotta do something evil looking
That dark
to go along
dark,
with it. I can't just have this demon painting. I gotta have something else.
that dark tenacity.
And I remember I finished it, and you told me, Marcus, there's something missing. You gotta do the eyeball.
Yeah, because okay, so Soul Edge, if you don't know, Soul Edge is like a demonic sword. Every single game has it looking different, but every single game has it with an eye of some caliber. Sometimes it's super fucking big, sometimes it's small like it is on this one. The last couple games, they didn't want to, I guess they took it to like a design level where they didn't want the sword to be extra big. so they made it more of a realistic broadsword. Because I remember in the third one, it was gigantic. It was like the blade was coming out of flesh and shit. It was looking like nasty, but it looked like a monster sword. Like it always looks like a monster sword, but for some reason in the latest ones, it kind of got smaller, almost more compact.
Yeah, this is the Soul Calibur 4 design. The Soul Calibur 5 design is just insane. But I really liked it, so I painted it. I did the outline of it, kind of gave it a more evil look.
I can't remember what it looks like in Soul Calibur 5.
Like the eyeball takes up the whole sword.
See what I'm saying? Like they just go there for some reason.
And of course, if you're gonna do Soul Edge, which is what this is, you got to do Soul Calibur. And one of these days, I'm gonna find somebody who's a real big fan of those games, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, I got the painting just for you." And then I'll show them the other one and say, "You got to have them both."
Yeah, I honestly prefer Soul Calibur over Soul Edge. The way you drew this.
Wanted to do my own little flair on Soul Calibur this time. This is the hero sword in that game, by the way. Because I'd never seen people do any kind of fan art or any kind of homage to those games in general. I don't know why they haven't, but I decided to do so myself.
Well, it's probably out there. It's just like Soul Calibur is one of those games where it's not the most popular fighting game, but it's got a core fan base.
It does, because it's a good game.
It's an awesome fighting game. It's one of the only weapon only fighting games still out, I think, honestly. Everything else has either become a mixture where there's all different types of characters, or you stick to the Street Fighter rules and only a couple characters have weapons. Basically, it's fist fighting. I mean, For Honor just dropped, but that's a whole nother fucking type of like fighting game like this.
I'm still waiting for Soul Calibur 6, so developers get on that. I'm probably one of the only people who care enough to bring that up, but I'm ready for it.
They should put Batman in that bitch.
Or remake the old games, put them on PS4 so I can play them again. How about that? That'd be nice. Well,
yeah,
anyways,
but they were just polygons, man.
We need to remake it. Anyways, we're going to wrap this up here.
Well, let me just say, first of all, I like the frost effect you did.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, the frost effect, like, really, really nailed it. But yeah, I prefer this over Soul Edge.
Yeah, I kind of did these on my own. This is one of kind of the few ones that I did. The rest of these, I've just been painting his drawings and turning them into works of art. But anyways, that's about all we have here for 2015. We'll get into the stuff we did in 2016 pretty soon here.
Yeah, and shouts out to anyone that's actually watching this.
Or made it this far.
Yeah, dude, like, I'm pretty sure we're going to be the only... It's going to have 2 views, and it's going to be us just watching it for our voices. So if anyone watches it, shout out to you, man.